Have you ever wondered how that package you ordered just shows up at your door, like crazy fast? Or how the grocery store is somehow always stocked with fresh stuff? Well, behind all of that, there's this incredible, invisible engine running the show. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that engine, supply chain software. I mean, really think about it. You've got raw materials coming from one side of the world, getting turned into a product, and then somehow ending up in your hands. It's a huge, complex journey. And that entire journey is managed, tracked, and optimized by software. It is the absolute digital backbone of modern commerce, and we're about to see exactly how it all works. All right, let's get right into it. To really get a grip on its impact, we need to know what we're actually talking about. So, what is supply chain management software, or SCM for short? Okay, so at its heart, it's all about building digital systems that manage the entire flow of goods. And this isn't just one simple thing. We're talking about the whole shebang, from finding the raw materials and keeping track of inventory, to handling all the shipping logistics, tracking where everything is, and then reporting on it all. It's basically the central command center for getting things from point A to B to C and all the way to you. So why build this massive command center? Well, it comes down to these three huge goals. First, end-to-end process control. This just means everything from buying stuff to shipping it is handled in one spot. You can ditch all those costly errors that pop up when you're juggling a dozen different spreadsheets and apps. Second, you get connected systems. When your suppliers, your warehouses, and your delivery teams are all looking at the same live data, those communication breakdowns that cause delays, they just vanish. And finally, and this is the real game changer, you get data-driven decisions. Instead of just guessing, businesses can see what's happening right now and react. It turns a potential disaster into a tiny, manageable hiccup. So we know what it is, but why is it such a big deal for businesses? This is where it really starts to get good, where we see how those goals turn into real, tangible advantages. First up, and this one is massive, is visibility. Just imagine having a live map where you can see every item in your inventory, every single order, and every shipment as it's moving across the country or the world. It means your team can spot a potential delay or a problem instantly and fix it before it becomes a real headache for a customer. You're not reacting to surprises, you're getting ahead of them. Next up, smart automation. Think about all the boring, repetitive tasks: processing orders, updating inventory counts, sending out tracking notifications. This software just does it all automatically. And that's a double win, right? It frees up your people to solve actual complex problems, and it slashes all those little manual errors that can cause big issues down the line. It just makes the whole operation faster and way more accurate. And of course, all of this leads to the one thing every business loves: saving money. When you have better control and visibility, you don't overorder and create waste. You can find the smartest, cheapest shipping routes. And by automating all those tedious tasks, your operational costs go way down. Pretty much every feature is designed to make the supply chain leaner and more cost-effective. Let's be real. In today's world, things go wrong. Shipments get delayed, suppliers have issues, disruptions are going to happen. This software gives you much better risk control because it uses data to flag these potential problems early. So whether it's bad weather or a factory issue, the system gives you a heads up so you can pivot and keep things running smoothly. It's all about building resilience. And ultimately, it all boils down to this: making smarter decisions. Live dashboards and up-to-the-minute reports give leaders a crystal clear picture of what's working and what's not. It's about swapping out gut feelings and guesswork for actual data-backed confidence. You're not hoping you're right, you know you are. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why, but how does a complicated piece of software like this actually get built? Let's take a quick peek under the hood at the journey from a simple idea to a full-blown platform. As you can see, it's a really structured process. It all kicks off with discovery and planning, which is where developers dig deep into a company's unique problems and workflows. Then comes architecture and design, where they map out a tough, scalable system and an easy-to-use interface. After that is the heavy lifting, development and integration, where the code gets written and connected to a company's existing tools, like its main ERP system. Then, after tons of testing, it gets deployed and goes live. But it never really ends there. The last stage is ongoing support and scaling, making sure the system keeps growing and evolving right alongside the business. Now, it's super important to remember that this software is not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. A hospital has totally different needs than, say, a huge e-commerce company. The real magic of this tech is how it can be tailored to solve the very specific challenges of different industries. And this table just lays it out perfectly. For a retail company, it's all about making sure you don't run out of that hot new item by predicting demand. But in healthcare, the stakes are way higher. It's about compliance and tracking to make sure life-saving medicines get exactly where they need to be with a perfect record. Meanwhile, manufacturing uses it to make production lines run like clockwork, and e-commerce depends on it for that super critical, super fast, last-mile delivery to your doorstep. Each use is totally targeted. So, let's wrap all this up. What's the big picture here? What does all this technology really mean for a company today? Well, it's about one thing, becoming a future-ready business. This quote from the source material really just nails it. The whole point is to build something that's not just for today, but that's scalable and ready for whatever comes next. It's about fundamentally improving how much you can see, how much you can control, and how well you perform. And in the world we live in, that's not just a nice to have, it's an absolute necessity. And that kind of leaves us with one final big question to think about. In an age of instant delivery, global markets, and completely unpredictable disruptions, could a modern business even survive, let alone succeed, without this powerful digital backbone holding everything together? And as new tech like AI gets woven in, this backbone is only going to get smarter and more essential. Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.